Hello, welcome to Dream Big and Succeed with Sunday Ezekiel. Today I'm going to focus on the topic creative leadership, and I'm going to be talking about a creative leader, what creativity is, how to demonstrate creativity, and creative thinking. Please note that a leader is expected to display some level of creativeness and ingenuity in the way he carries out his tasks. Donald T. Phillips wrote in his book, Martin Luther King Jr. on leadership, I quote, "Children look at the world without prejudiced views because they are seeing things for the first time, and because they have not lived long enough to have their views prejudiced by personal experiences or the opinions of others. The world's greatest creative leaders somehow hold on to that childlike quality which allows them to view the world in more simple and basic terms, so that they do not automatically accept as given the paradigms and agendas of their time." He said further, "Such an outlook on life allows individuals the ability to come up with creative ideas that the vast majority of the population cannot conceive, because there are no prejudicial cataracts clouding their vision." In an attempt to define a creative leader in his book, Creating Minds, Howard Gardner noted, "Creative leaders are curious about everything and sought to improve performance through self-study and self-observation. Some read widely and display a protein ability to absorb information from a gamut of disciplines and a galaxy of other individuals. Others kept a childlike view of the world their entire lives." A leader creates values and virtues that contribute to the growth of an organization. He does not live like a robot. Rather, he invents new ways of doing the old things in order to get better results. In other words, if you are not thinking and looking for a new and better way to get good result, you are yet to get to that level of a creative leader. In his book, Leadership and Administration, Philip Zelnick wrote, "The arc of the creative leader is to fashion an organization that embodies new and enduring values." Now let's try to define creativity. Creativity is the art of bringing new things into being or developing new ways of getting better results from the old system. Creative leaders are successful thinkers who utilize their creativeness to create strategies that ensures greater profitability in the organization. The leadership guru, John C. Maxwell, in his book, How Successful People Think, Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life, noted, "Those who develop the process of good thinking can rule themselves, even while under an oppressive ruler or in other difficult circumstances. In short, good thinkers are successful." In other words, when you become a good thinker, you become a successful leader. Now, let's look at how creativity is demonstrated in practical terms. Number one, inventing something which has never existed before. That's creativity. Number two, inventing something which exists elsewhere but you are not aware of. Okay, number three, inventing a new process for doing something. That's creativity. Number four, reapplying an existing process or product into a new or different market. That's creativity. Number five, developing a new way of looking at something, bringing a new idea into existence. And number six, changing the way someone else looks at something. You see that? That means a creative leader have the capacity to change the way people look at something. Also, creativity can be used to make products, processes, and services better, and it can be used to create them in the first place. Okay? Now, it is expected that increasing your creativity will help you. It will help your organization and your customers become happier through improvements in your quality and quantity of output. As a matter of fact, that is the purpose of creativity, to get better result, which will make your organization better, which will also make your customer happier by way of improving the way you do your things in your organization. Okay, one major way to increase or improve your creativeness is to engage in what I call creative thinking. Now let's look at the creative thinking process. Creative thinking is the process which we use when we come up with new ideas. That's creative thinking. Another way to look at it is the merging of ideas which have not been merged before. And brainstorming is one form of creative thinking. It works by merging someone else's ideas with your own to create a new one. You are using the ideas of others as a stimulus for your own idea. That's creative thinking. Now, this creative thinking process can happen in two ways: accidental or deliberate. Let's quickly look at the first one. Without using special techniques, creative thinking does still exist, but usually in the accidental way, like a chance happening, making you think about something in a different way, and you then discovering a beneficial change. In other words, it is not what you're planning for, but you just discovered it, and then you say, wow, this thing I discovered can really help, and then you create something out of it. Other changes happen slowly through pure use of intelligence and logical progression. Now, using accidental or logical progression process, it often takes a long time for products to develop and improve. In an accelerating and competitive world, this is obviously disadvantageous because you need result and must be deliberate about getting result. Now, if you are focusing only on the accidental way of creative thinking by which it comes, it may delay a lot of things because you need result. For instance, if you are not experiencing sales in your organization, you can't wait for accidental discovery of way to get sales. You need to be deliberate about it. Very, very important. Now, using special techniques, deliberate creative thinking can be used to develop new ideas. These techniques forge the emergence of a wide range of ideas to spark off new thoughts and processes. That's why brainstorming comes to play. Brainstorming is one of these special techniques, but traditionally it starts with original idea. In other words, you must have an original idea that you bring to the table, with which you will now look for other people's ideas that you can bring into it, relating to it, or even an idea that does not relate to your idea can be merged into your idea, and then it's going to create something different. That's what brainstorming does. Now, development of products occur much more rapidly using this technique called brainstorming rather than accidental way of getting of creative thinking. Many people known for being creative use these techniques, but are not aware they are doing so because they have not been formally trained in them. If you use these deliberate techniques during advanced brainstorming session, then you too will be more creative. And with practice, ongoing creative thinking, that is the continuous investigation, questioning, and analysis that develops through education, training, and self-awareness, occurs all the time. Now, ongoing creativity maximizes both accidental and deliberate creative thinking. Please understand what I'm talking about. The two ways: accidental creative thinking and deliberate creative thinking. The two work together in an organization if you must continue to get results from time to time. Ongoing creativity takes time and deliberate practice to become skillful, but it's surprising how quickly it becomes an attitude, not a technique. In other words, the moment you practice creative thinking from time to time in an organization as a leader, it becomes something, it becomes an attitude, it becomes a way of life. It's no longer a technique that you use, it becomes a way of life because you come up with ideas from time to time. Now, the first step to take is to learn the creative thinking technique so that you can deliberately use them to come up with new ideas. You will then be at the immediate advantage over those who don't know how to use them. So you should practice them the more from time to time. And after a while, you may even find it unnecessary to use specific technique because you may be having too many ideas. Anyway, and finally, always improve yourself daily in the practice of creative thinking. And as you do, you will always generate creative ideas as a leader, which will increase your resourcefulness as a creative leader. Remember, leadership is influence, and the essence of leadership is service. In other words, the essence of creativity or being creative or creative thinking is to get better results so that you can serve the people better in the way you do your things in your organization. I believe the use of creative thinking will really help us to generate ideas, create new products, new way of doing things, which will bring better results to the way we do our businesses, and it will also better the lives of the people around us as we do that from time to time. Till I come your way next time, don't forget to dream big and succeed. Cheers.